Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Brendan and welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, it is great to have you. And today we have another Bitcoin technical analysis because Bitcoin is at a crucial point right now. It's at not one, not two, but three different points of major resistance. And I wanted to spend some time mapping these out, charting where they are, and explaining what could happen if Bitcoin breaks all of these resistance points because they are lined up one on top of another. Now, if Bitcoin is able to break this, I think that it could have some very nice upside, which is one of the main points that I want to talk about today. But I also want to talk about the flip side of this argument to talk about what happens if Bitcoin actually rejects this area, and could that lead to a new low of the year. So if any of that sounds interesting, make sure you guys tune around for the entire length of the video, as there will be important information discussed the entire way through, because this is definitely going to be a packed episode of our technical analysis. So I'm going to do my best to explain all of this as simply and as easily as I can. So first things first, let's get into mapping out where this resistance is. So first one that we're going to look at here is the first and most immediate one that we are currently testing. Now, this is going to be the 200 EMA on this 4-hour time scale. We can see that this guy has been used as both support and resistance for Bitcoin in the past, and this is just a significant level of really for Bitcoin, because when this crossed over here, which was about on September 4th, September 5th area, Bitcoin had that death cross, which led to a pretty nice sell-off in the price of Bitcoin when it fell. But since then, we have been rallying back up to the upside, and we are now currently testing this 200 EMA. Now, on top of the 200 EMA, you of course have the top, or the resistance of this parallel channel. Now, we've already tested this one swing high, two swing high, and now on our third swing high, right over in here, just below $11,000. Now, we did reject this area, and what I think that we really need to do is show candle closings over the 200 EMA, and ideally candle closings over this entire area. Now, the third and final form of major resistance that I see for Bitcoin shows up in this area of these, the previous support, now turn resistance of this macro parallel channel. And as we zoom out, we can kind of see just how big this guy is and how long this has been going on for, because this has been going on for over 6 months now. This is pretty much a parallel channel for the entire duration of this year, measuring resistance and support points. So I think what we really need to show, is that we are willing and able to break this area, get back into this channel, and head to the upside. Because if that's the case, I could very easily see Bitcoin moving up to $14,500 and possibly even above that, going up to the $17,000 and $18,000 range, should it really start to see some good volume and some good breakouts come in here. Now, obviously, that is a long ways away. I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, and I want to take this one step at a time, because there are 3 levels of resistance that are really holding Bitcoin back here. But I believe that if these 3 break, Bitcoin is going to have a pretty nice run, because on top of this, you have this previous low in this previous support area for Bitcoin right around this $11,000 area too. So you have right here is a swing low where it bounced off of it, and then again, and then again, and then again, and then finally one more time before it eventually tanked to the downside. So if Bitcoin, I think that really the name of the game here is if Bitcoin can break this $11,000 area right in here and hold above it, I think Bitcoin is going to be looking like it's in a very, very good spot. Now, the one major, last form of resistance that I see on Bitcoin would be a simple trend line like this. But even then, this only has 2 touch points, which makes me think that it is not quite as viable and not quite as reliable. Now, if this had 3 or even 4 touch points, I would be a little bit more concerned. I think that this is one of those things where we could test it and then break through it. But again, testing this at this level right now would probably put us at around 11,600 / 11,700. Now, if Bitcoin actually doesn't want to break out of this area and it just doesn't have the strength, this could be a pretty dangerous sign, because again, these are some major forms of resistance. And if we are rejecting previous support now turn resistance, and we are rejecting the 200 EMA, and we're rejecting the top of this parallel channel, I think what we could very well see on Bitcoin is the idea that this could very well just be a bear flag and a continuation to the downside. Now, obviously, we have the 200 EMA, we have our support line. The support line, only has a couple of touches. I wouldn't say that it's too reliable or strong. We do have some nice support and some nice rounding bottom action over in here, but I do want to kind of accept the fact, or at least acknowledge the fact, that this could go wrong. And if this does go wrong, clearly we are going to have some support in this $10,000 area. But if $10,000 breaks, I could see a pretty nice fall to the lower levels of 9,000 or even the upper levels of 8,000. Kind of anywhere in this range, could be kind of the last stand for Bitcoin. Now, if this breaks, what this would show is that it is forming a lower swing high instead of a higher swing low. And what this would do for me is in essentially, if we were to take a look at this on a macro scale, that could show that the trend is reversing if this is to happen. Now, again, I don't want to get too far ahead of ourselves, just like I wanted to talk about the bullish side of things and not get too ahead on there. I don't want to get too ahead on the bearish side of things as well, because we haven't reached this point yet. And as of and up to this point, it's all just theory and concepts and probabilities of if this happens, then this could happen. And, one thing could catalyst to another and to another and to another and so forth. But with that being said, of course, the $9,000 range is going to be a pivotal point that Bitcoin needs to hold, because it needs to continually form these higher swing lows from where it's at right now. And if we want to go ahead and draw up really, I guess, anything over here, I think the last major form of support that we could do is maybe something like this. But even then, I think we're getting pretty sloppy and pretty lenient with our support lines. And, I think that that's a whole nother argument in and of itself. But that's just the way that I'm viewing Bitcoin right now. I mean, again, it's at a crucial point, and I don't think anyone can deny that. The volume's starting to ramp up a little bit on this 4-hour time scale, but still, expect something big soon, because Bitcoin's either going to reverse this death cross, show a golden cross, break back through all these levels of resistance and into a bullish mode, or it will probably, or not even probably, if it rejects this area, it will reject pretty hard in my opinion. So again, guys, nothing I say is legal, financial, or tax advice in any way, but I hope you guys did enjoy the content and what I was able to show out in this video, kind of just running through my thoughts on Bitcoin right now and what I think are the probable outcomes, whether it either rejects or decides to break through here. So hopefully you guys did enjoy the video. If you guys did, I want to know your guys' thoughts in the comment section down below. I love hearing what you guys have to say and interact with you guys down there, so don't hesitate to do that. If you guys want to join the Discord community, there will be a link for that in the description below. It's completely free, no strings attached. And one last thing, if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure to hit that subscribe button and share it with someone who might like this kind of content and share a similar mindset. So once again, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all in the next video.